Yeah.
So I didn't know that you did movies.
Yeah.
I just searched up your name on Google.
Yeah.
And I see an IMDb page.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, like I'm talking to a superstar over here.
Not superstar. People, the IMDb pages just appear. I don't even know who runs the internet, but sometimes people will just be like, yo, what up? Or they'll be like, this was on Wikipedia. And I'm like, how does this even happen?
It looks as official as fuck. I was like,
it's
whoa,
there.
what is this?
Yeah, it's real. Somebody makes it and it's great.
So I want to ask, who is Bailey? What's his last name?
Bailey Curlew. We started a film productions company together, Untitled Productions. We made over like 75 short films, and we've screened like all over the world, like everywhere across the States, like in Europe. Yeah, and we just have made a lot of like magic short films together, and he really got me into video, and a lot of our stuff was terrible. We did this like music video rendition of this mashup. Do you remember mashups? It was Coldplay and Sum 41, and it was a mashup track, and we did this like music video for it. It was such a beautiful first project.
Okay,
and then from there I just fell in love with film, and did like a lot of corporate video, and that's something that I have on the side a lot, and that's why like the video first track that I want to have coming out in 2019, Bounce, I've done the editing for the video because I love video editing so much. I just think it's like such a magic way of like combining puzzle pieces and finding the best shots, and you can tell really amazing stories through film.
Like visuals,
film and storytelling and music go very hand in hand to me about like sharing things from the human experience. They're all like just like vessels to do that, you know?
Word.
Yeah.
And then what got you into voice acting?
I was just a weird kid who had no friends, and my parents were like, we got to do something with this kid. And I would play with these little toy animals. I still have them. And I would like make these crazy like house settings for them. I would like build all in my mom's plants and like fill up the whole living room with their houses. And they would have like little voices. And then I think one day my mom was just like, oh, do you like playing and making up the stories? And I was like, yeah. And then I asked her for an agent. Like I just said I wanted to act, and they supported that and got me an agent. And the acting agents industry is kind of messed up. There's a lot of, I mean, everybody knows this. It's all about how you look and what your weight is and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And so we kind of skirted around that and ended up doing voiceover stuff because it's a lot more down to earth. Like it's about how you sound. It's about the energy you bring. It's about like your enthusiasm and how you can play. And so I think that was just the industry that like fit, you know, with me. And then I landed my first audition. My first audition was for this little girl called Lily Bell, this show called Swift and the Circus. She was amazing. She was like always saving the boy protagonist. She was the other protagonist. She was always like getting him out of binds, and I was like, yeah, she's a shit. And then after that, they found out I could do boy voices, and the rest was history. And I landed Goku. Yeah, Kid Goku.
Yeah, that's wild.
Hey, yeah, and that changed my whole life. That part and that experience. Yeah.
How was it doing? You say boy, men.
Yeah, boy, male characters.
Like characters. How was that?
Well,
being, like,
that was a very significant experience for me because I first landed this character called Jungo for this Finnish series. He was kind of like this little made-up character who was like an animal, and that was when I found my boy voice. And then right after him was when Goku came in, and I remember you get the slides and it's like you see the picture of the character, they'll send you some video clips, and then you get like 3 pages of the script to play with. And I was just like, yo, whoever this being is, he is the dopest thing I've ever seen. He could fly, he had these clouds, he always had homies around him, he ate all the time, he was like hunting for the underdog, fighting for the like right thing, kind of just journeying and adventuring. And I was like, this is everything that I want to be. And he didn't have like a gender to me. Do you know what I mean? I was a kid. I was like I did Goku around the ages of like 14 to 17, like a lot of my life. Well, actually later than that. I started when I was 14, 11. And so anyway, I was young. I was going through teenage years.
Right.
And voicing this character. And kids were rough about it. My parents we moved schools at one point because kids were so brutal. Like, they would say things like, it wasn't out on YTV yet, so nobody had seen it, and they found out that I was voicing these boy characters, and they were just like relentless. I remember this one girl, and these couple kids would just be like Zoe wants a penis, Zoe wants to be a boy, Zoe. And I was also like going through puberty as a young woman, and so it's a crazy time anyway. Like, your hormones are out of whack, your body's different, you're like, what is happening?
It's just a terrible time.
It's just a terrible time. And also, like, being in smaller towns and stuff, and it's like, what does it mean to be gay? Like, what does that mean? Like, do I want to be a boy? Like, what is happening? And I was just confused by why people couldn't understand that Goku was just like this dope entity who represented freedom. Like, to me, Goku is really a free human being. Do you know what I mean? Like, he moves his own way. And anyway, we switched schools. There was one point I wanted to quit the show, but the directors were amazing, and they were just like, Zoe, this is huge, this is beyond everything. And I'm so glad that I stayed with it and stuck it out. And then I landed parts after that, like for G Gundam and some really, really awesome series. And it's like been able to fund me through travel and through school and through music. Like, it's been such a blessing. But people will always try and shut you down if you are doing something that is a little outside the box. And the stuff that's outside the box is the best stuff. It's the funnest stuff. It's the most significant stuff. So whenever people tell you not to do something, that's usually the path you should take.
Word.
Right? Yeah.
I like that. So why are kids so fucking relentless?
I don't know, man. I think that it's like we learn really young to that othering of like, you're different, and I have to shut that down right away. And that, like, kids are very free and very beautiful, but we start to learn that around kind of junior high. We learn to be self-conscious. We learn to be, like, I'm sure you can your own. Everybody has those experiences. Nobody had a good time. Nobody.
I wouldn't say nobody, because some kids actually fit in, but it's funny how those who didn't fit in, like, Chris Rock says something. He did a stand-up, and he's like, bullying is. He said something about bullying, like it was a hilarious segment. I somewhat agree with what he's saying, but I somewhat don't.
Right.
But he was saying like bullying was one of the best inventions, because the people who got bullied in school are like the most successful people.
Totally. And literally all of my homies now in the adult world are the kids who got bullied. And you grow up and you find each other and you're like, oh, we were just like on some other tip. We were just trying to do things our own way. And then you get to move as a crew. And if I had kids and I could choose them either to be in the cool crowd or to be bullied, it's shitty, but I would pick for them to be bullied because it carves you out and it gives you empathy.
It really does.
It gives you empathy. It teaches you the value of someone like seeing you and treating you like a human being. It teaches you like why it's so important to respect other people. And I think that it's better. People who get bullied make stuff often. They make stuff of their lives and their space because they're like, they stop caring what people think because people are going to treat them bad relentless.
But that's if you make it, because then there's the kids who don't make it.
Totally. There's a lot of kids who aren't strong enough, like, because you can't. It's like the human heart is a lot softer. I think humans pretend like we're these all-powerful, strong overlords, and we're not. We're very soft creatures who just want to be held and have somebody tell us that we're enough, like that we're valued, that we're doing good. You know, we all want that.
Word. Now I want to get into how we met.
Yeah.
Cypher Club.
Yeah.
I want to go into the genesis of Cypher Club.
The genesis.
Like the beginning moment.
The beginning moment of Cypher Club.
What was the inciting, like, you know, in stories there's an inciting incident?
Yes.
Okay. So what was the inciting incident to make you start Cypher Club?
The honest answer of the inciting incident that made me start Cypher Club is